Mr. Moderator, excellent judges, operation keeper, my audio connect, agency fathers, invited guests to today's show. My name is Amy Kashalahaya, a student from Federal Government Girls College, Potiskum. I stand before you confidently to support the motion. Implementing a mandatory centralized attachment-based curriculum is a single and most effective policy for transitioning students from insecure disorganized attachment paths. Let me start to define implementing mandatory. Implementing mandatory means making compulsory to learn. Central attachment-based school curriculum is a subject introduced in school to teach attachment. Transitioning students in our school means changing students' mind from good to bad. Insecure disorganized attachment pattern means the way which students live with no love, no trust, and no confidence. Let me start to make points. Firstly, brother teaching. Secondly, prepare students for better life. Thirdly, upness. Fourthly, safe school environment. Firstly, brother teaching. The making attachment-based school curriculum will widen the concept and principles of attachment, its characteristics, origin, and its main stages. In present situation, what attachment theory can speak is minor, but when introduced and meditating it in school, awareness of developing love, care, confidence, and trust will increase in school and will at last mark the end of bullying in our school. Secondly, prepare students for a better life. Implementing attachment-based school curriculum will prepare students for better life and comfortable life in school. It has very tendency of addressing societal problems like domestic violence, child-rearing practices, family exclusion, and encouraging good leadership. That is leaders with sense of human feeling among students, teachers, and even the school management. For example, in today Nigeria, there is less trust between the leaders and the followers, but teaching attachment-based curriculum will help future leaders to grow a sense of human feeling, which will build attachment between the leaders and the followers. Thirdly, openness. Implementing attachment-based curriculum will assist in building students' capacity to be open and bold in all issues related to them and their life. One of the most greatest problems in society, and one problem persists, is that people doesn't like open issues at table. They remain quiet, silent, or turn blind to the issue. For example, most of the students in our school find it difficult to say their problem, not because they lack confidence, but the environment does not get to provide secured attachment to them or provide response to their issue for new students or people. Lastly, safe school environment. Implementing attachment-based school curriculum will make schools safe from fear, threat, anxiety, and foresight as a secured attachment-based. Mr. Chairman, with this point explained, I hope you are convinced that implementing a mandatory centralized attachment-based curriculum can change students' mind. Thank you.
Mr. Moderator, esteemed judges, operation keepers, attentive audience, invited guests, good day to you all. My name is Fatima Mohammed, a student of Federal Government Girls College, Potiskum. I stand before you confidently to oppose the motion. Implementing a mandatory centralized attachment-based curriculum is a simple and most effective policy for transition students in our school from insecure disorganized attachment pattern. Before I move further, I would like to define the key terms. Implementing mandatory centralized attachment means making it necessary to teach attachment of the subject in schools like physics, chemistry, math, English, language, etc. Transition of students in our school means changing student mind from good to bad. Insecure attachment means the way which students live with no love, no care, no trust among them. Here are my points. Waste of resources, religious society, manpower, and values. Firstly, waste of resources. Designing of attachment-based subject curriculum in school is like a waste of resources in doing so, because all expected teaching concepts and principles that will appear in the subject called attachment, like good values, kind, honest, helping others, has duplicated in the subject religious and national values, histories, and in the activities of the school. So, spending money on conference, training of staff, financing procedure to introduce the subject is waste. Secondly, religious society. Even with the waste of money, time, and other materials to introduce attachment-based curriculum, but teaching it alone cannot enhance a secure attachment environment. But the mind needs to be taken to divine house. For divine inspiration can easily change human mind through the teaching of Islamic and Christian stories. Thirdly, manpower. The attachment-based curriculum may likely fall short of manpower that will release the teachers to teach the newly attached-based subject-based curriculum, so will end by converting teachers from humanities-based subject to teach. Lastly, annual week. Annual week or timely attachment day. The attachment-based curriculum The attachment-based curriculum organized attachment, but there must be annual or timely day to be called attachment day. For dramas, songs, lectures on developing each grade is organized in schools. Mr. Moderator, I hope with this point I explained, you will convince that attachment-based curriculum in schools may not singularly eliminate each grade attachment among students in schools. Thank you for listening.
This on-point my worthy opponent invited this good to all. My name is Emily Ibrahim Ajay, student from Federal Government Girls College, Potiskum. I stand here before you confidently support the motion. Implementing a mandatory centralized attachment-based school curriculum is a single and motivative policy for transition students in our school from insecure disorganized attachment pattern. I would like to remind the court to implementing attachment subject in school is not waste of resources, but it means to help child to grow with sense and responsibility toward others. The present concept of religious and natural values do not give required results in building society with love, trust, and confidence. Here are the following points of my transition of mind: eliminate shyness, encourage transition of mind. Introducing attachment-based school curriculum will make men of man more responsive and more attached to one another. The present insecure disorganized attachment that feature our school environment is stripped from our brain. That is how my kids are responsive toward others. Secondly, eliminate shyness. The most problematic theoretical concept that affects students negatively is shyness. It makes students feel uncomfortable, embarrassed, and that is why the school curriculum is needed. So 90% of students in school are occupied by shyness. They cannot act and participate in school activities. So there is a need of a single curriculum to encourage students to be bold, to be open, which possible through elimination of shyness. Lastly, encourage kindness. Attachment-based school curriculum, if it is along going with practical concepts of kindness and support, among people, it will best mean of disguising disorganized attachment pattern. Be kind and support, encourage love between one another. Mr. Moderator, with this point explained here, I hope you agree that implementing best school curriculum is a single means of changing disorganized attachment patterns.
Mr. Moderator, acting judges, worthy of net attentive audience, invited guests to thank you all. My name is Maria Muhammad Suleiman, a student from Federal Government Girls College, Potiskum. I am here to oppose the motion. Implementing a mandatory centralized attachment-based school curriculum is a single and most effective policy for transition students in our school from insecure disorganized attachment pattern. Before I start, my co-operator needs to understand the changing student cannot be done in a single phase. That is by introducing attachment-based school curriculum alone. Mr. Moderator, subjects like social studies, civic education, and economics will go hand in hand in changing disorganized pattern behavior. Mr. Moderator, China is a duty of culture that is difficult to change. Below are my points of the motion. Firstly, training of prefects. Secondly, training of school administrators. Thirdly, training by center. Lastly, training of teachers. Firstly, training of prefects. The training and retraining of school prefects who are immediate supervisors of students are also important and must be effective and can go along with attachment school-based curriculum in changing mind from disorganized attachment pattern. That teaching the entire student attachment subject is like trying to change the world into single mind, which is not possible. Secondly, school administrator. The principal and vice principal who are the leaders of school equally need to be trained because they are to provide support in terms of resources and time for the implementation of new attachment-based school curriculum. They can understand the concept of attachment and have the skill to take resources or other ways of attachment-based school curriculum. Thirdly, bystander. To educate this attachment pattern in school, the school should identify bystander and have the training fully on attachment-based concepts and principles. Because they are a mix of students and can easily influence the mind of many. Lastly, training of teachers. Training of teachers extensively making it course in university, college, or making it general studies in colleges. Universities is important than introducing and mandating attachment school-based curriculum. For example, making attachment curriculum compulsory in long-term approach, but as immediate solution, teachers have to be trained on new attachment curriculum. Train the teachers make the issue of attachment as collective concern, but introducing it in school. Mr. Moderator, acting judges, with my friend explained here, I hope you convince that disorganized attachment pattern cannot end only with mandating attachment-based school curriculum. Thank you for listening.
worthy opponent of FGGC adoptive audience, related relatives and gentlemen, good day to you. My name is Muhammad Abe. I am a student of Federal Government Girls College, Potiskum. I am here to support the motion implementing a mandatory center attached. Best school curriculum is a single and respective quality for transition student hours from in-studies to organized attached. Mr. Moderator, the graduate talk about training. This show need to introduce attachment subject in our school, train prefect teachers in the school, the sense of attachment. So below addition point to justify the book. Number 1, social relationship. Number 2, child practice. Number 3, responsible for handling. First is social relationship. Attachment school-based curriculum will provide mutual relationship between students which impact on their later life. We present disorganized attachment living as a result of lack of know-how on when to make this good and happy relationship. With development equipment to improve. Second is child care practice. In present school-based curriculum, no subject that adequately child care practice. Making attachment in school-based curriculum will assist and with a long-lasting treatment pattern of disorganization relationship in school. Lastly, responsible mechanism. Attachment school-based curriculum provides knowledge skills of interpreting student needs among them. Mr. Tiamo, with front explain, I hope you agree that changing the organized attachment pattern in school requires introduction and managing attachment school. Thank you.
Mr. Moderator, individual is worthy opponent on point scientific and athletic audience indicated by the state. My name is Muhammad Abba. I am a student from Federal Government Girls College, Potiskum. I am here to oppose the motion. Implementing a mandatory centralized attachment-based school curriculum is a single and most effective policy for transition students our school for in-school disorganized attachment pattern. The coordinator forgets about school-based subjects called home economics and social studies that already gather issues of children learning practice. Social relationship and ignorance about the teacher and school management are experienced as interpreter and responder to student needs. Deadlines are check the curriculum option, better effect for teacher, independence. Let's check the curriculum option. The attachment-based curriculum will put more confusion to curriculum standard that provides solution. As Chief of Justice Walter Onada said, the current legal system does not to be required company to be run assessment. Secondly, better effect for teacher. Disorganized attachment pattern because teacher who close the student may interpret psychological condition of child, but sometimes they cannot respond because lack of time. For example, there are situations that cannot require teacher. Love and trust, but teacher needs to intervene financially. Lastly, independence. The attachment-based school curriculum alone will result in thinking about students because students are really unfair and parents in taking making decisions, making choices, and even childcare. Mr. Chairman, final object. I hope this point makes it clear that attachment-based school curriculum alone cannot take out this organized attachment.
Mr. Moderator, excellent judges, offense and primary opponent, attentive audience, better state brigade. My name is Anil Pachala, a member from Federal Government Girls College, Potiskum. I am the person planning for the motion implementing a mandatory central attachment high school curriculum is a single and most effective policy for transition from in-school disorganized attachment. My opponent, I told you the first speaker just said about not thinking between students and charm of curriculum options. Curriculum will never be charm because students can offer as many subjects as they like. And not thinking between students' thinking will increase because they will be given a practical life thinking. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. With this conclusion, I hope you are convinced that implementing and mandating central attachment-based school curriculum can be able to change students and will at least not end up failing in our school. Thank you.
Mr. Moderator, esteemed judges, offering time to the first attentive audience invited to school get you all. My name is Fatima Muhammad, a student from Federal Government Girls College, Potiskum. My co-debaters, according to what your first speaker said, no any subject teach child practice in the school. What about home economics, family life, and HIV/AIDS club? Mr. Moderator, I hope with this point I explained, you are able to convince that attachment-based curriculum cannot end with mandating attachment-based curriculum in school. Thank you for listening.